SKOL Vikings, let's win this game.
SKOL Vikings, let's win this game. SKOL Vikings, honor your name. Go get that first down, then get a touchdown. Rock 'em, sock 'em, fight, 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 fight. Go Vikings, run out the score. You'll hear us yell for more. V-I-K-I-N-G-S. SKOL Vikings, let's go.
Damn it, that's horseshit!
Not unless you had a brain transplant.
Viking Nation, prepare to enter Valhalla with the most entertaining podcast of the Minnesota Vikings. And now, Odin's Den with A-Train and the Hammer.
Oh, you didn't know? We lost another game yesterday, and it's not a very fun Monday, but we will try to be the bright spot on the stained underwear that is the current Minnesota Vikings.
A-Train, how the hell are you?
You know what? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay for that disaster that happened yesterday. Obviously, we'll get into the Buccaneers game from yesterday. Lot to break down on that. We got some news to cover. It's episode 123 of the Odin's Den Pod Fart. Yeah, it's December 14th. It's fucking cold, man. It is now, for everybody around the world, we have worldly listeners, it is 5 degrees in Fargo, North Dakota. It is, oof.
That in and of itself is not surprising for this area.
Well, no.
But with how warm it's been up until now.
Right.
And now all of a sudden it's 5 degrees. It's a little bit of a shock to
Such
the
a tame winter. We've had a very tame winter.
Yeah, very mild weather.
We just got snow a couple days ago and hadn't had it since like October 13th or whenever that stupid early date was that we got some snow when we normally don't.
Got some snow earlier than usual.
Yeah.
But then it all melted off, and then we haven't had any until yesterday morning, essentially.
If anybody thinks global warming isn't real, it is.
Oh, it's a thing. There is science.
I'm seeing it with my eyes as I've lived in this city for the last 30 years.
Well, they've found that global warming is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it ain't just the ice caps up in the wherever with the blah, blah, blahs and the dolphins and the this and the that's and the seals. Here in the middle of the U.S. in Fargo, North Dakota, the summers are getting shorter and not as hot, and the winters are getting longer and shittier and colder. So something's happening. Anyway, welcome to Odin's Den. Christmas is quickly upon us. I love the holiday season. I love Christmas music. I love eggnog. I love wrapping gifts, giving gifts, all that good stuff. But
that's why you did a giveaway for
that's right.
This podcast, right?
Wow, what a good transition that Hammer caught and I didn't. That's
Hammer's thinking.
That's a shock. Well, usually you're just thinking about football and I do all the other thinking.
Correct.
You use your chess brain. Yes, we are giving away we're having a little giveaway going on over on, I gave away the canvas print to our lucky winner, but we are also,
nice.
We are also, it was a Minnesota native and hardcore Viking fan, so I was happy to see that.
All right, have fun with that canvas print.
Yes, sir.
Minnesota dude.
That's his name.
Or lady.
That's his name, Minnesota dude. It was a gentleman.
Or lady.
It was a gentleman.
Okay.
So I don't know if he even ever listened to the podcast. He could have just signed up. I had an advertisement on that giveaway, so that was kind of the double-edged sword of that giveaway. Might not be a listener. That's absolutely fine. We obviously hope you listen, but
yeah. Congrats anyway.
Yes.
Have fun with that canvas print.
But I want to reward active listeners. We'll extend it another week to actually go sign up at odinsdenpodcast.com/giveaway. Just type that in. It's just the giveaway page of the main domain of odinsdenpodcast.com. And there's just a quick form to fill out. You can pick what your favorite gear of our graphics are. our favorite design of our logos, from I'm with Stupid, the Zim Reapers, Let's Get Cooking, Walk Into a Bar, Odin's in Itself, all of them are on there. You pick 2 of your favorites, and then you can kind of pick what you want. Like maybe you want a hoodie, maybe you want a shirt, maybe you want a t-shirt, maybe you want a coffee mug, maybe you want a beach towel, and you're somewhere where it's actually warm and not fucking 5 degrees. Great.
Dare to dream.
Yeah, so you just kind of let us know a couple designs and a couple things you want. I'm going to pick a winner and send that person those said things, obviously within reason. I don't want somebody being like, hey, give me this super expensive thing. But for the most part, on our T-Chip site, nothing's that out of the question anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem. I will send you whatever you want.
So you're extending it by a week.
Correct.
And then are you doing a random drawing for the winner? Or?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll just draw the name with the name generator that I use probably just next Sunday, Monday. We'll just do it another week. Anybody listening to this right now, from December 14th to what'll it be? December roughly 20th, the week before Christmas here. If you hear this, go sign up, ownerspodcast.com/giveaway. Just fill out the quick form, super easy. You don't got to do anything on our social media. You don't got to give us any important information, just basic contact info to let you know that you won. That's all I want. I ain't doing nothing else with your info either. I don't care. We're not running a show like that over here. So we just want to give away a nice little prize over at our site. And if you want to give the prize of talking, you can go over to purplepainforums.com.
Oh, yes.
You can give other Vikings fans the gift of your knowledge, and we can all share the wealth.
Yeah, purplepainforums.com has insanely intelligent people there. It's
and a couple trolls.
It's a great place to go to talk Vikings.
That's right. And hit up my boy Vike Cycle. He'll talk all about it with you.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't even played a drop yet. Jeez, what's going on?
Play one then.
All right. Well, my brain's a little slow, so.
Not unless you had a brain transplant.
So yes,
Rodney.
Yes, Rodney from Family Splatters.
Waldo kind of took Rodney's place after the second season. I was more of a Rodney fan. I thought Rodney was more realistically stupid.
Yeah, he was just kind of quick-witted.
Well, he was dumb, but
yeah,
he was more of a normal guy.
Yeah,
it wasn't. I mean,
kind
Waldo
of a bully.
Waldo was just so over the top stupid.
Just like,
it felt
I got
like
no
an
idea.
act.
Right. Like
now,
a
Rodney,
cartoon character.
Rodney was more believable with his idiocy.
right. And you love a good old-fashioned believable idiot.
So I love Rodney.
Maybe that's why Hammer
Matters.
comes over for this podcast.
Who doesn't?
Full House fans?
All right.
Anyway, check out the purplepainforums.com and clack your keys and tell Hammer he stinks because he can't smell himself.
I do have congenital anosmia. I do not have a sense of smell. So what the A-Train just told you is factually correct.
Which also affects his taste and his taste in clothing. That's why he always wears waffle stomper boots.
I wear work boots, and you know it.
That's fun.
Leave me alone.
That's fun. All right. Anyway, but yes, go over to purplepainforums.com. Sign up for our giveaway. We did have a few signups already. Interestingly enough, we've had some signups from all over the world. I was just telling Hammer before we went live.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
It's kind of cool. I'll give a shout out. We have a fan in Ireland. Shout out to that fan. That's really awesome. They must be transports.
I love Guinness.
I love Guinness too.
Yeah, Guinness is my favorite beer. Go Ireland.
They must be transplants or maybe they're just there temporarily. Maybe they're under quarantine. Either way, thank you for listening and signing up for the giveaway. We also had a gentleman.
Thank you for the Guinness.
Correct. Yeah. Even though you probably didn't make it. And we have, I want to give a shout out to Dan from Australia.
Oh, Australia.
Actually, yeah. We have an Australian listener, if you can believe that.
That is crazy.
In the comments and suggestions, he put a little note here for us, so I'm going to read it, and I'm going to read his note because I think it's fun, and I'm going to read his note.
This is from Dan from Australia?
Correct, yep. And
okay.
I'm going to read it in an Australian accent.
Oh, all right, here we go.
Whether he's an Australian native or not, it kind of seems like it by the way he typed, but I'm going to read it as Dan. All right. Okay.
Damn it, that's horse shit.
No, let me talk, Zimmer. Come on. All right. Here we go. I do good accents. All right. All right. He said, first of all some feckin' pod fought legends. When you have Rono next time, please get him closer to the mic. Every time I have to crank the volume to hear him, and then A-Train talks and blows my fucking eardrums apart, eh? Next season, you should do an Odin's Den Fantasy League. That'd be fun. Also, please continue to hang more shit on the Green Bay Packers and their dipshit fans. He's not wrong there. All the best from Australia. P.S. It's summer, so let's get a beach towel. It would really come in handy for the giveaway.
Oh, so Dan from Australia submitted for a beach towel.
Yeah, he said a beach towel. Because I kind of ask some generic things, T-shirt, tank top, hoodie, mug, glassware, and then you can write in whatever else you want to. Because I'm not going to list like the 50 things on the merchandise website that we have available, but I just tried to hit some basics, and then you can write in whatever you want.
Well, what do you think about that Odin's Den Fantasy League as an idea?
So like we would play with the fans, or how would that even work?
Well, that's what I was thinking. He meant, how about you do an Odin's Den Fantasy League where A-Train and Hammer are two of the players, and then there's 6 to 14 other players, depending on how many. Like, I have no idea if we would do an 8-person league or 10 or 12 or 14.
Right. Right. We would have to gauge the interest first, obviously.
But, that sounds like fun. That's kind of a fun idea, I think.
I don't want a ton of leagues going on at the same time, so I don't mind the idea, and I'm definitely open to it. But I don't want to have 3 leagues, which is what I would have if I would join this one. Or start this one. Well,
because I run my own league that you're in.
Yeah, who sucks?
Yeah, okay. But if we trim down to 8 or 10 people, it's a 12-person league right now. If you end up leaving this league, would that make you more likely to start an Odin's Den league?
Yeah, if there's people are interested, yeah, I would do that.
All right, yeah, we'll officially remain open to that possibility.
All right.
And the fans can play a little fantasy football with the A-Train and the Hammer.
Yeah, that would be cool. Or even since day one of doing this, I always thought we could just have a segment where we talk just about fantasy in general, maybe talk about Vikings players, how they're doing in fantasy, if you're playing any Vikings, who maybe you should play. Just kind of a general fantasy segment. I originally was thinking of doing that. I think we've touched on it before in the past, maybe the first season or two, the first or second season, we might have touched on a little bit of fantasy here and there. Me and you just talked about our teams that we personally had. I thought we could do more in general with fantasy, but me personally, I've kind of faded away from it a little bit over the last couple of years. So,
well, the issue we have with that is we care so much more about the Vikings than we do our own fantasy teams. Because some people care more about their fantasy team, and they'll offer their mother for a fantasy win.
Whoa. Mrs. Hammer. Hello, Mrs. Hammer. Step right up.
Other guys like us, we play fantasy football for fun, but we care a lot more about how the Vikings do. And I would gladly take a fantasy loss every week if it meant the Vikings won.
Wow, that would be very vicious.
You vicious bastards!
All right. Well, enough of the introduction segment here. Check out our giveaway, odinsdenpodcast.com/giveaway. You won't find it anywhere else besides manually typing it in, because I'm not trying to cause you to do work, listener. I'm trying to cause you to be a private thing that only a listener is getting a chance to take advantage of. I want to reward a listener directly. That's the goal of this. And thank you for listening, telling a friend, all of that good stuff. We definitely appreciate it. Otherwise, I probably would have stopped this years ago. But we've got faithful fans from Australia and Ireland out there drinking Guinness and sitting on the beach. So we must show up and do this pod fart and entertain them, Hammer.
Well, I say do whatever you want,
go suck an egg, Hammer.
Well, I never want to tell anyone that they have to listen to something or that they should tell people about something. So I say you do you.
I agree.
But, I mean, hey.
From a personal standpoint, I agree. From a business standpoint, tell everyone you know, please, 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 please.
But if you see the giveaway, see something you like in there, what does it hurt?
Yes.
So,
correct. Yeah. Correct. Yep. That is that. Well, let's go ahead and get into the news that you can use.
Back from battle with a Vikings update.
All right, so the first thing, I'm just going to kind of go through some of the things I've saved over the last week since the last pod fart on my phone here. So the first thing we have, obviously we were, I don't know where it stands now. You've probably looked at that maybe more than me, but where it did stand with the Cardinals' loss, the Vikings were technically in the hunt and kind of playoff bound, and we would have faced number 2 seed Green Bay. That's from like a week ago, obviously, before the loss. This is an interesting statistic, and we'll talk about the playoff potential here too. Actually, you might just talk about it now. So with this Tampa Bay loss, how are we looking now to getting in the playoffs, Hammer? I honestly haven't really analyzed it again.
Well, I haven't really had a chance to look at the numbers. I'm pulling up something right now here.
There's a lot of mediocre teams across the league.
Yeah. Well, if we would have beaten Tampa, our chances would have gone over 70%.
To be the wild card?
For getting a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, after that loss, we fell to a 16% chance of making the playoffs, mathematically. That's according to the 538 website.
Okay. Good site, by the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Yeah, that was kind of a really important game. And we shot ourselves in the foot. And one individual shit his pants really
maybe
hard
more
on the
than
field.
most.
Yes. Oh, you kidding me? I'd like to send him a box of shit in the mail. Anyway, we'll talk about him later in that game later. A cool little uplifting positivity with all the negativity tidbit. Kirk Cousins has had at least 25 passing touchdowns in each of the last 6 seasons. That is the longest active streak in the NFL and a longer streak than any quarterback that is currently in the Hall of Fame and ever had in their career. Whew. Wow. We have a Hall of Fame quarterback. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. We have a Hall of Fame quarterback. You know, for all of the times that he gets sacked and doesn't scramble and doesn't seem fumbles, throws a pick, for all the times this year that he's disappointed me, he's had good numbers. He has played well. He has done good in fourth quarters. You can't argue with the numbers. However you feel when you watch somebody play on the field, you can't argue with the numbers. That statistic is fucking insane.
Well, he's done well in the fourth quarter this season.
Correct.
I'm not so sure about the
his history
in previous seasons.
I don't think there's much there to talk about. No.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Holton Hill. We waived Holton Hill off of injured reserve.
That was a little surprising.
So he gone. I didn't think he was doing too hot this year.
He wasn't doing great. He had a promising. Yeah, he had stretches where he looked kind of promising his rookie season.
Right.
But then he regressed, and if you don't perform, you're out. It was still a little surprising because Zimmer had high hopes for him.
Right.
Well, and Spielman also. We gave him a pretty healthy bonus to come here as an undrafted free agent. So a little disappointing that it didn't work out.
Yeah, a little bit. We're short a corner still, kind of. Another one here, it just from earlier today, kind of breaking news, I guess you could say. Kicker Taylor Bertolet is trying out for the Vikings. The Purple Code posted that earlier today. And also today, Vikings Nation posted the Vikings released wide receiver Tajay Sharp, and he will go on waivers.
Releasing Tajay Sharp, that kind of signals to me we might be carrying 2 kickers. I mean, if we sign another one. I don't think we're going to cut Dan Bailey, but Yeah,
But he's on the thin ice.
but waving to Jay Sharp, that could mean this. What'd you say his name was? Taylor Bertolet?
Yeah.
I don't know how you pronounce that.
Bertolet.
Yeah,
Bertolet?
All I know
Bertolet?
about him is he was an undrafted free agent in, I think, the year that we drafted Treadwell.
Okay.
But anyway, if we end up signing him, I'm guessing that means we carry 2 kickers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, I think we're all fine with that at this point. All right, let's see what else we got here. I think there's a couple other things since Tuesday the 8th. On the 8th, the 8th is when we waived Holton Hill, and we placed tight end Brandon Dillon on the practice squad / injured reserve list, and we signed Zach Bailey to the practice squad, who's an O-lineman. Outside linebacker, OL.
I have no idea who that is.
Zach Bailey. Well, Hammer.
I didn't know that Brandon Dillon got hurt. So he's on the practice
squad injured reserve list of the practice squad. Correct.
If you give me a quick second, I suppose I can try to pull something up on Zach Bailey.
It says he's on the Buccaneers. And he is an O lineman, but it says Buccaneers on the wiki, but that of course might not be updated. Sometimes that's not always. It looks like they had him in 2019. He probably got cut and we just grabbed him. I would guess. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know anything about him, so
yeah, there ain't much on the Google either, to be honest with you. He's 6'5", 299 pounds. South Carolina was his college, and he was in the Bucs last year. And for the 2019 season, he was with the Bucs. That's all I got. But apparently, we brought him on board.
So maybe him practicing with Javon Kinlaw a couple years ago made him better. I don't know. Yeah. Javon Kinlaw is a good D tackle, and he went to South Carolina.
He's just a practice squad body anyway, so it's not like they're bringing anybody on the active roster to start next week or anything like that.
Fair enough.
Probably not worth looking too deep into yet. On December 10th, we signed tight end Hale Hinchages.
Hale Haunches.
Haunches?
I think you pronounce it Haunches.
He's bent over on his haunches to the active roster from the Colts practice squad / exempt. So we got him from the Colts. Hale Haunches. All right. And then on December 14th, today, we activated Hale Haunches from being exempt. We waived Tajay Sharp, and we signed running back. Oh, fuck.
Khalfani Muhammad?
Yes. Halfani. Is the K silent? Is that what you said?
I think it's Khalfani Muhammad.
Khalfani Muhammad? Okay. To the practice squad.
I knew you were going to need help with that. I jumped right in for you, A-Train. I got your back.
So, I mean, last name, easy peasy. First name, Khalfani? I just got to stop and sound it out like I'm
a couple
special
years
needs.
ago,
I'm
there
a
was
short
another
bus kid.
player I knew instantly you were going to need help, so I jumped in, didn't even let you try.
It looks like we signed.
I got your back.
Just say it.
And for the record, the A-Train is legit dyslexic.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's no,
quick wit on the comedy, slow wit on the reading. I don't like books, everybody. Is that a shock?
No right. Mockery from me. I'll try to help you out whenever I can.
Well, I'll definitely be sure to mock you.
Bring it.
At every chance that I get.
Not unless you had a brain transplant.
I would expect nothing less from you, good sir.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think that's all the news I had. Any other news, Hammer?
No, sir.
All right. Well, now this should be a very exciting time for Hammer, because for the first time in a little while here, since the last Ring of Honor player focus, I have a player focus prepared that I worked hard on
it's
today.
My favorite part of these.
It is, and it's been a while since I've done one. I think the last two were both Ring of Honor, actually. I don't think I've done a normal player in quite some time. I did a normal active Vikings player. It is a new player. It's probably going to be easy to guess, but let's go go ahead and get into this player focus.
Goody gumdrops.
He can hardly contain his excitement, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, play it.
Alrighty.
Vikings player focus.
Number 18, Justin Jefferson. Justin was born on June 16th, 1999 in St. Rose, Louisiana. His talent shined early when he qualified for a punt, pass, kick national championship at 9 years old and got third place. He attended high school in Destrehan, Louisiana, where he excelled in track and field and scored 9 touchdowns as a senior and was rated as a 3-star prospect by 24/7 Sports. Football runs deep in his family tree, as his father played basketball in college, and brother Jordan was a quarterback, and his other brother Ricky was a defensive back. JJ went on to attend Louisiana State University and only appeared in 2 games with no catches in his first year. In 2018 and 19, he quickly became a top wide receiver on the team and in the country, with 111 receptions and 18 touchdowns in 2019. He had a historic performance at the Peach Bowl, racking up 227 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Oklahoma Sooners. He helped win in the national championship against Clemson, and in 2020, he chose to opt out of his senior year to enter the NFL draft. In the first round, 22nd pick overall in the 2020 NFL draft, Jefferson was selected by your Minnesota Vikings. The pick we received as part of the trade with his predecessor, Stephon Diggs. He was the highest drafted wide receiver since Percy Harvin was taken 22nd in 2009. Justin signed a 4-year, $13 million contract. He quickly excelled and became the 5th rookie wide receiver in Vikings history to have back-to-back games with at least 100 receiving yards, joining company like Randy Moss. He already has over 1,000 yards and 7 TDs, and his first season isn't even over yet. This young, amazing rookie has been what we need in a breath of fresh air during this very weird year. He has donated 10,000 masks to Children's Minnesota St. Paul Hospital during the pandemic. We look forward to the impact he will make on and off the field, with a very bright future ahead of him. SKOL Vikings. I heard Hammer out loud say, "Oh, I didn't know that," during one of my player focuses, so that means mission accomplished.
Yeah, I didn't know he donated 10,000 masks to the Minnesota area hospitals. Very nice.
Well, I think it was one specific one in St. Paul, but yes.
Okay. Yeah. But still very nice.
Very nice, yes. And one other news piece I forgot to mention, I think. There was another article, too, even though it's water under the bridge, old news. But there was some press release, too, or some statement from Diggs. I mentioned Diggs in that player focus as his predecessor.
Yeah.
Because he pretty much did just come in and take his position as our great superstar wide receiver. Diggs made some comment, I think just today, about how he was in a dark place and he didn't like in general, and he didn't like how it looked like we were going to start focusing on the run game or something like that. Selfish. Again, I just think that comment is selfish. Like, if he really thinks I want to leave Minnesota because they're just going to go Delvin run now, screw this, I'm out. That is an awful attitude to have, and it's a very selfish attitude to have. And that was a really nice way of me putting that. Any comments, Amber?
I don't think I can really comment to that. So
yeah, nobody should really be talking about him anyway. He's on the Bills. He's catching passes. The Bills are fucking good this year. They're probably going deep into the playoffs.
I mean, that trade worked so well for both teams.
A little bit.
I mean, Diggs is getting what he wanted, I guess.
Yeah.
He's catching a lot of passes, and he's the big playmaking threat for the Bills.
Mm-hmm. And Josh Allen seems like a pretty good QB, so good. Good luck. Have fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into this disaster of a fucking game. Obviously, we played the Buccaneers yesterday on the 13th at noon. It was a loss, 14-26. We fell to them. It was a very hard fall. It was a gross fall. I did not enjoy it. I mean, it was a semi-entertaining game, but the refereeing was trash. Our kicking was trash. The bright spot is that I won the prediction game. Let's just touch on that, Hammer.
You talked me into picking the Vikings winning last week. You brilliant bastard.
The Hammer picked 27-24. I picked 23-21 by proxy. I win. So now what is it?
You are up 8-5.
I'll take it.
I have to run the table just to
3 in a row.
Yeah, 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
Tie it.
Yeah. Wow.
It'd be a tie.
Not looking good. It's kind of like our chances for the playoffs.
I guess, yeah.
Like some things are going to have to line up for you to even just come close.
If I had pulled this off and end up tying you, we need to hope the Vikings get to the playoffs so we can have a playoff game to sort this out.
Yeah. All right. But yes, let's go ahead and just dive into the game here.
Who gets your turd of the
game? Oh, you just want to bust out with the turd of the week?
Yeah, well, it's the elephant in the room. Let's get it out of the way right away.
Is
there any doubt that it's Dan Bailey?
Hold on, I didn't even play the intro yet. Hold on.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's going to be, obviously, it's going to be the pirate ship in Raymond James Stadium.
Turd of the week.
You got to get that out of the way. That's the fun little part that lets all the listeners know what are they talking about.
I jumped the gun a little there. You're right.
Turd of the week. And guess what? It's not Zimmer. It's not even the referees. Honorable mention the referees.
Yes.
Honorable mention any Packer fan in attendance at this game. Honorable mention another Viking forum that's not the Purple Pain forums. I don't know. So who did you say? Dan Bailey?
Yeah, Dan Bailey.
Dan the Man Bailey?
I don't know how you could make an argument for anyone else.
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, Dan Bailey gets our turd of the week, and we're going to probably be signing another kicker because of this.
I hope so. Well, even Zimmer said, people make good points that you can't just cut him, even though that's everybody's emotion. Just end this now. New, different, win, please. That's everybody's basic instincts and emotions, but you can't just cut him, cut and dry cold turkey. Even Zimmer won't do that, but he'll be on thin ice. I guarantee we're bringing another one. Like you said, we're probably going to make room to have 2. So his job is on the line, and he is about to walk the fuck out the door, but it's not just going to be bam, push, get out of here.
I don't want Zimmer to cut Dan Bailey quite yet either.
Right.
I mean, everybody wanted Daniel Carlson to get cut after that disaster game in Lambeau a couple years ago. And now look at him. He's a great kicker with the Raiders now.
Yeah, because he actually got good coaching from them, remember?
See,
we went over that.
Yeah, but, I mean, Zimmer overreacted and cut Daniel Carlson after one bad game. And now, I mean, we're kind of wishing we had Carlson, honestly.
Is there an argument for our special teams coach? Because I feel like that gentleman has to leave soon, too.
I agree with you on that. Marwan Malouf should get fired soon.
Stupid name, by the way.
Well, okay.
Dumb name.
Yeah, maybe that is a dumb name. I don't know. But I would say yes, Marwan Malouf should go. We absolutely need a new special teams coach. I would support that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of with you. I don't really want him to cut Dan Bailey yet. I'd say give him a chance to work through this.
Mm-hmm. And I wish we could cut the referees because they were abysmal and really, like you mentioned, and I think everybody knows, Vikings fans and Bucs fans, we probably wouldn't have won this game even with those Dan Bailey kicking points. But these referees, though,
blow that whistle one more time, I'm gonna stick it up your fucking ass.
Were abysmal. We had the first Hail Mary defensive pass interference since like 2009. They tried to twist C.J. Ham's knee and didn't get fucking called. It was just it was a shit show.
Oh, there was a lot of it. It would take a while to actually detail every single little mistake.
Go watch a compilation. I watched the one, I think like Vikings Nation posted it on their Facebook page. There's a nice little video that's good slow motion of each play. It's got the caption on what's going on and how we got screwed. We legit got screwed in this game.
Yeah, the Purple Pain forums, I think, posted the same compilation. I believe it was in the Vikings versus Bucs game thread on that website. But yeah, that also had captions, detailing the mistake that was made each time and everything. The referee mistake I was the angriest about during the game was the Jeff Gladney interference call when he
The interception?
when he made that great play at the goal line and got a great interception. And they flagged him for interference because Mike Evans fell.
Which was verified that he tripped on himself.
Yeah, he slipped and fell on his own. I mean, it was a bullshit flag. Shouldn't have been thrown. And the very next play after that, Tampa Bay gets a 1-yard touchdown run with Ronald Jones. I mean, I think we probably would have lost the game anyway.
Right.
Like you said, because Bailey missed 4 kicks. But wow, the refereeing really helped Tampa.
No, even with those field goals and the extra point, we probably would have lost. It would have made it closer, but we still probably would have lost.
I think if Dan Bailey would have made all his kicks, I think we would have won this game.
And let's say that he makes all those, and you take away a couple of the wind knocking out of our sail penalties. You never know how the momentum's going to go sometimes.
Yeah,
that was bringing the whole team down to miss all of those kicks.
It is only my opinion.
Right.
But my opinion is we would have won the game if Bailey would have made all 4 of his kicks.
I mean, right away when I was watching this, I was like, those are going to come bite us later, trying to not be negative so early.
Yeah.
And then he continued to miss, and then it's like, okay, now we're really missing 7 points for most of that game at least.
It was so frustrating because watching this game, it felt to me like the Vikings looked like the better team most of this game.
Yeah, like you said there was some decent play calling going on.
Oh, yeah. I thought this was one of Kubiak's better games of the season from a play calling standpoint.
We're definitely gashing the shit out of them in that first half or quarter with Dalvin. I think he had 70 yards in the first half alone. We definitely had the run game going.
Oh, yeah. Well, some of that is just Dalvin getting yards on his own.
Mm-hmm.
But there were times where the play calling opened things up for him also.
Oh, yeah.
Kubiak seemed to kind of be catching Tampa off guard a lot of times. Oh, that 3rd and 2 with Kirk Cousins on the QB draw was a great call.
I don't want to see Kirk get hit. Every time he's running, I just cringe because somebody's going to come up and just smash the shit out of him. He hasn't been hurt really at all since he's been with us. That's been one good thing.
I was watching the game with my dad, and right before that play, I actually turned to Hammer Sr. and said, I think I would call a QB draw here.
And then he did it.
And lo and behold, that's exactly what was called, and it was a 10-yard run.
You're like the football prophet over there.
It really caught him off guard.
The football prophet.
Yeah, there were a couple other times where the play call was good, but the execution wasn't there, so the play didn't go anywhere. But yeah, if you watch the game, there were a couple times we dialed up a screen pass on a play they blitzed, which is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the execution was lacking, so that nothing came of it. But play calling wise, very nice game from Kubiak.
Man, I feel like a lot of this game we were moving down the field mostly at will.
If
first half
here
maybe.
and there, yeah. I mean, there was some up and down play from the O-line and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But, I was surprised with how well we actually did run it on them.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 rushing defense in the league.
Proclaimed anyway, yeah.
Well, statistically, they
correct
were going into the game.
Didn't really look like it against our mediocre O-line and our superstar running back.
Football is a funny game, isn't it?
It sure makes me laugh.
Well, we play the Jaguars the week before, one of the worst D-lines in the league, and we can't run on them at all.
Yep.
And then the next week, we go into Tampa to play the best rushing defense in the league, and Dalvin goes over 100 yards.
And Rashad Hill was in.
Well, Brian O'Neill got hurt for a while, yeah.
Yeah, Rashad Hill was in too, so.
Yeah, Brian O'Neill, I think, came back later in the game anyway.
Because Cleveland was taking his spot, correct? On right tackle?
No, Rashad Hill just came into right tackle.
Okay. Well,
No, Ezra Cleveland stayed
was in there.
He stayed at guard.
Okay. Gotcha.
At least from the plays I saw.
Yeah. No, I'm I'm not contradicting you. I'm still trying to put all the pieces together. So many new people and numbers. I feel like I just had everything down and then it was just all wiped away and I'm starting from scratch, man.
Well, from
That's
what
partly
I saw,
how my old ass feels.
Well, from what I saw, they didn't do any shuffling. They just put Rashad Hill at right tackle.
Okay.
Just a straight direct replacement for O'Neal.
Okay. Which makes me cringe when Hill comes in, but he did well enough.
I didn't notice him messing up that
Which
much
is a good
when
thing.
he was in. So
Yep.
I think he did okay.
But yeah, behind that O-line where Kirk was pressured a lot, he went 24 for 37, 225 yards and 1 TD. I'll take that stat line. Of course, I want to see another TD in there, but either way. For rushing, Dalvin, of course, 22 carries, 102 yards, 1 TD, average 4.6. Kirk in second place. That's a sight for sore eyes. 5 carries, 41 yards, averaged 8.2 yards a carry.
Beautiful.
Kirky boy. Let's make him run more. Just don't get hit. Please, God, slide like a pussy like Martell from the replacements. Please, God. Amir Abdullah had 3 carries and 11 yards. Pretty much drops off from there. Mike Boone was out there for a couple carries. Mm-hmm. Haven't seen him for a while. Of course, CJ out there doing the dang thing, too.
CJ Ham had a really good game.
He did. He was 3 for 3 and 22 yards on passing plays.
He caught a couple passes, and it looked like he was blocking well, as he usually does.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of funny. I saw him blocking for Delvin, and Delvin blocking for him.
Yeah.
Well, he tried. Delvin kind of went down for the guy's knees, I think. You remember that play?
Yep, yeah. I do.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, and I remember C.J. Ham trying to get his getting his knee twisted by that player too.
Yeah, what was up with that? That was
and of course
Devin
the refs
White,
don't call that
believe,
shit,
right?
Huh?
That was Devin White, I believe.
I don't know any Bucs players, and I don't really give a shit. Well, besides the notable ones.
Well, Devin White is a pretty notable.
I don't know any of their defensive players.
He was a first-round pick the year before this last one.
Okay.
I thought it was Devin White on the sideline. I actually remember on this podcast, I had Devin White as the best overall player going into that 2019 draft. And I can't think of too many players that have done better than him, really.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize did he try to twist CJ Ham's knee on the sideline? I couldn't tell. But
it looked like it.
It looked like it was possible that he might have been trying to twist it.
It looked like it. I was going,
What the hell is that?
I mean, Sue is on the team. I forgot Sue was on their team.
Oh, he's a dirty player.
What?
He has been in the past anyway.
Was anyway. Maybe he's teaching him the ways of how to be an asshole. Like burping a new microphone on your podcast.
I didn't think of that. That could be.
And I laid the foundation for thoughts for later. All right, let's look at the receiving here. Irv Smith. This is also a sight for sore eyes. Irv Smith comes back after being out for 3 games? And
was it 3? Yeah, I think it might have been 3.
I think it was about 3. He was 4 for 4, 63 yards, led the receiving corps with 63 yards and 1 touchdown. He was doing the dang thing out there. Conklin, I love our 2 tight. We must have been using our tight ends, huh? Because they're leading our receiving corps. Conklin was 5 for 5, 40 yards. Thielen then, of course, 3 for 4, 39 yards. Jefferson 4 for 8. We were trying to throw to him, but only got half of them in there. 39 yards. Kind of a quieter day from him, but he was still out there. He was still helping out. He was still looking good. CJ 3 for 3 with 22 yards.
The stats are a little topsy-turvy. I mean, coming into this game, I had the Tampa Bay linebackers as a strength of their team, and their corners were guys that our receivers could beat. You know?
Right.
I mean, Tyreek Hill went off on this team 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Like 3 touchdowns, whatever it was.
Oh, I remember you were playing me in fantasy, asshole.
So that's right. I had Tyreek Hill.
And like 80 points.
That week.
What a prick.
Anyway, Thielen and Jefferson not doing a whole lot, but Irv Smith and Tyler Conklin having the most catches. That's bizarre. That was not expected.
I mean, JJ had 8 targets. I wouldn't say that's a low amount per se. We were trying to pass to him. He just only caught half of his targets. I shouldn't say that like it was on him, but he only ended up catching half of his targets.
It's just, that's what I thought our biggest mismatch in this game was Thielen and Jefferson against the Tampa Bay corners. But the most catches ended up going to the tight ends.
And like you said, Kubiak was trying to be unpredictable, probably. switching things up.
Dalvin running as well as he did against their run defense. I mean, I guess maybe
Keeping 'em
Kubiak
guessing.
just threw him a couple monkey wrenches that they weren't ready for.
Mm-hmm. Irv Smith came back, and maybe he was like, let's use these tight ends again. All right. Kirk had 2 fumbles and lost one of them. That did not help. I guess that can kind of wrap up the offensive side of the ball unless you had anything else to add.
The fumble that Kirk Cousins lost was pretty inconsequential because it was just right at the end there after we'd pretty much already lost the game anyway.
True, very true.
Him getting tackled on the 4th down, that ends it right there anyway. The fumble was kind of irrelevant at that point.
Right.
Ezra Cleveland had a tough game.
I believe I saw that, yes.
I remember at least 4 times seeing him get beat pretty bad. Hopefully he'll have a bounce back. I trust that he will. I still like Ezra Cleveland.
What are you trying to say, bro?
Yeah. Huh? Dakota Dozier needs to go, but we already know that.
Bulldozer. Yes, he does.
Yeah, from the offense, that's I think that's about it.
All right, on the defensive side of the ball, we didn't get a single fucking sack. That is disgusting, and I hate to see that.
That's not unexpected. Tom Brady gets rid of the ball so quick.
True.
I mean, I was pretty much anticipating no sacks.
Yeah, all right. We got 1 tackle for loss. Yippee. Want him. DJ want him.
Yep.
Got a tackle for loss. Otherwise, yeah, like how do you think our linebackers were doing without Eric? And
they struggled. Tampa had guys open. Yeah, they were getting guys open in the passing game too much.
Of course, I think Wilson was on Gronk when he got that end zone touchdown when Gronk caught that.
Yeah. I think Eric Wilson was covering Gronk, and he kind of let Gronk get behind him a little too easy. Yeah, I know Tom Brady misfired once or twice with wide open guys too.
Oh yeah, he was overthrowing. I remember once he really overthrew. It seemed too hard and too high. Like it almost wasn't even close.
Well, I think you're thinking of the first drive of the game for Tampa. I think it was their first possession of the game where they just had a guy wide open on 3rd down, and Tom Brady overthrew him by a good 5 yards.
Yep. That sounds about right. Good job, TB. Oh, man, I should have had my Tom. Why didn't I have my Tom Brady drop up for Tom? Jesus, I'm not thinking straight, man.
Yeah, we need to get Eric Kendricks back.
Yes. And Anthony Barr. I don't even think about him anymore because he's out for the whole year. But
I wish we had Barr right now.
Yeah.
Todd Davis is
out of sight, out of mind.
Todd Davis doesn't.
He's
really
new.
Have any
he's new, is what he is.
And,
he's fucking new. He's inexperienced.
Well, Todd Davis isn't new. He's
he's from the Broncos, isn't he? My bad.
Yeah, Todd Davis, he doesn't really do much, and Troy Dye is still a rookie. He's learning, but we need to get Kendricks back.
Yes, sir.
And Daniil Hunter for the D-line, of course.
Michael Pierce. All right, well, anything else about the defensive side of the ball and how we played defense in our play calling?
The play calling was pretty par for the course for Zimmer this game, I thought. I mean, we weren't going to really blitz Tom Brady a whole lot because more often than not, you don't really want to blitz him because he'll burn you. So we kind of played in our shell and slowed him down here and there and everything. The defense didn't do terrible. They're kind of hard to evaluate because they weren't on the field that much. I mean, our offense kept.
Oh man, we were dominating them for TOP there at a certain point. Dominating.
I mean,
it was like 18-7, I think, or something.
Defense was barely on the field. I mean that interference on the Hail Mary with Todd Davis.
Ugh.
It was kind of a borderline call, I felt. I mean, I've seen that get flagged on normal pass plays. I mean, on a Hail Mary, you'd like to maybe have
everybody's jumping up and reaching their hands around. So it's like,
I mean, on a Hail Mary, you'd like to maybe see it be a little more definitive than that. It was a pretty borderline flag for a Hail Mary, but I guess, I mean, Chris Jones got beat by Scotty Miller deep, although he didn't get beat by that much. I mean, it was just a great throw from Brady.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure. whatsoever on Tom.
Right.
I mean, that isn't entirely Zimmer's fault, really. I mean, we're not full strength. We're missing some people on the D-line. And, I mean, like we said, Zimmer can't really blitz Tom Brady, so it's like you kind of just have to rush 4 guys and hope that eventually they get there, and they just didn't.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then, of course, if we want to look over to the kicking unit, the turd of the week, 0 for 3 for field goals, 0 for 1 for extra points. That is 10. I'm no math whiz, Hammer, but that is 10 whole points. So we would have been 24 to 26. But
Well, yeah,
I would have felt
I mean-
better about that than 14 to 26. But yeah,
Well,
still.
I mean, again, butterfly effect and everything
Right,
like
right.
that still might have changed
Momentum.
the score more than that and everything.
Yeah,
But
momentum. That's for sure.
momentum and the Marwan Malouf needs to go. We did have a game without a fumbled punt.
Yay.
Finally.
A muff?
It's been a while.
A mufferdoodle?
Without a muff punt.
Mhm.
Yeah, Chad Beebe was returning punts today, and he didn't do great, but at least he held on to the ball this time. God, I think we went, 3? Is it 3 or 4? We went either 3 or 4 games in a row with a muffed punt.
Yay. Yeah, it was bad. Well, we also had a streak of interceptions going on there, too, for a while.
Well, yeah, at least we avoided the pick 6 today against Tampa.
Tom almost didn't, though. And you know why that is? Because
Tom Brady, right?
Tom Brady was a weak bitch.
Well, you
why.
found the Tom Brady drop.
Well, I queued it up a different way than normal, but yes, I found the Tom Brady
Well,
drop.
Tom Brady did throw a pick, and the referees just kind of
Right.
gave it back to him anyway.
Hey, you got to baby the favorites, and you got a dog on the old Vikings Nation.
Well, we definitely all saw today an example of referees treating their golden boy with
they're golden.
very
boy.
partial, very preferential treatment.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, the Hail Mary should never have even happened. I mean, that bullshit with 1 second left where they spiked it, quote unquote, even though he didn't actually spike it.
Right.
Yeah, if you watch the replay, it was actually more of a fumble than a spike. Drops the ball and says, 1 second left, right? 1 second.
Right.
Yeah.
So many questionable things. Oh, you know what puts a smile on my face, Hammer? We still dominated time of possession on this. The Vikings had 39 minutes and 3 seconds. The Buccaneers had 20 minutes. That's 19 minutes more, dude. Again, I'm not a math whiz, but 20 from 39 is 19 minutes. And we lost another example in my book of examples.
Well, yeah, all right.
Eat that shit sandwich, Hammer, you son of a bitch.
You vicious bastards!
I still say time of possession is important, damn it.
Yeah. Oh, no, it is, but...
Well, if nothing else, the time of possession does kind of show that we were moving the ball on him very well. Like I said, I mean, just watching this game, my general sense of it was that we looked like the better team most of the game.
A lot of the stats side by side for the overall team, a lot of them aren't really glaringly different. We put up more rushing yards than them by pretty much 60. They beat us in yards per play. They had 6.2. We had 4.4. Then otherwise, though, there's not much else. I mean, we allowed 6. The most glaring one is that we allowed 6 sacks. They allowed none. Third down, we were close enough. Time of possession is the only other glaring difference. Both of us had 5 penalties each. Not a lot of these overall team stats. Yards, close. Passing yards, close. Rushing yards, we beat them. I mean, on paper, it doesn't even look like we should have lost that game. So, yeah. Oh, well, sometimes every once in a while, you just get fucking robbed.
But I know some people that rob some people.
Nothing you can fucking do about it.
Ooh, I love that
Somebody breaks
drop.
into your house, grab your shotgun.
Love Snoop.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, play that drop one more time.
All right, I will.
But I know some people that rob some people.
He's laughing at it like it's the first time he's ever heard it, ladies and gentlemen.
I love that.
Even though it's been on the podcast for like 2 years.
It still feels new to me.
The pod fart. All right. Well, Any other final comments about this awful Bucs game?
Well, obviously Dan Bailey, biggest reason
Trash.
we lost. He needs to get better.
Clown shoes.
I am just in general, I get so sick of these referees with all their bullshit and everything. My God, it gets old.
Mm-hmm.
Why do the Vikings constantly have to get fucked by the referees day in and day out? Hammer is exasperated.
I was trying not to talk or laugh in the
Okay.
background so I could use all that as a drop.
Oh, yeah, that's you didn't
Why
make
do
a
we
drop
always
out of
get
that.
fucked? Oh yeah, that's going to be a drop. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
That's fine.
Yes. Anyway, you know what? Let's look forward to the future. Screw that loss. See you in 4 years, Buccaneers, probably back at US Bank Stadium. We can look forward to a NFC loser, a bottom barrel feeder called the Chicago Bears. We already beat them once. We can beat them again. I like how 2 of our last 3 games actually are the Bears and the Lions. We already both beat in our division. Yes, coming home to US Bank Stadium, the Bears. It is Sunday, December 20th, 4 days before Christmas Eve.
Well, you know, the Bears, they just rolled the Texans yesterday.
I thought the Texans sucked this year.
Well, they do. But, I mean, the Bears look pretty good.
All right. Yeah, cool. Well, we already beat them, so. All right.
All right. Well, I guess it's my turn.
We already
to go
beat
first.
them at home.
Well, no,
Why
yeah.
couldn't we beat them at US Bank Stadium?
Yeah, we beat
We
them.
went
in
to their
Soldier
home.
Field.
We went to Lambeau, beat their ass. We went to Soldier Field and beat their ass. We went to, well, the Lions came to us, but you know what I mean. Oh,
Well-
speaking of Ford Field, remember when we played the Giants in Ford Field because the Metrodome collapsed?
Yeah, it was 10 years ago.
Shout out to the 20-minute YouTube video on the Vikings Network YouTube page. It's a little 20-minute documentary, if you want to call it that, about the Metrodome collapsing and kind of what happened that day and how they scrambled to find another place to play. Kind of interesting. Vikings fans, check it
Yeah, I
out.
might have to check that out sometime.
Check it out. But yes, this upcoming Sunday, it's a nooner on your local Fox station. The Bears come to US Bank Stadium. Were you saying something else?
Well, it's my turn to go first in the score prediction.
yeah, score predictions. And I got this all ready. I got our names ready here.
You know,
You're going first. All right.
I have a bad feeling about this game.
I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to be influential anymore.
Well, it worked for you last week. You know, God.
Blah, 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 blah,
I mean,
blah.
the Bears switched back to Mitch Trubisky, and
Bitched your bitch ski.
ever since then, they've been putting up like 30 points a game.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh.
God, I have such a bad feeling about this game. This is going to be one of those things where we beat them in Soldier Field, and then they turn around and beat us at home, probably.
I don't know about that.
The way the
but
season's going and the way I mean, with our kicking problems and special teams problems, I hate doing this, but I'm going to predict a Chicago Bears victory.
What an asshole.
I'm going to say the Bears are going to win this game.
You could just hear the gears churning over there.
Yeah,
Not unless you had a brain transplant.
I'm trying to think of what the score will be. I'm going to predict the Bears beat us 27-17.
Rude. And A-Train, I will stand up for you, Vikings Nation. I will be your local homer in the Midwest. Vikings will win, obviously, because we can never lose. Win forever, best in the world, yada, yada, yada.
What say you on the score, A-Train?
It's a lot easier and quicker for me to go off of years, I think, honestly. You're going to say 17-27? Well, you're wrong, and you're a nerd. And I'm going to say that we're going to put up... I'm going to pretty much be the opposite. I'm going to say that we're going to throw up 30 fucking points.
Okay.
30 points. And they're going to put up 20.
Okay.
Just a nice, easy 30-20.
30-20. We're
30-20.
both picking a 10-point game.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yes, I like it. It's in the books.
This is your chance to clinch right here.
I will be clinching more than just the score.
Yeah, I need to run the the tables here, but if you win any of the next 3 weeks, you take it.
Hoo-hoo! I like those fucking odds. And then after that, it's the Saints. It's a 3:30 game on a
Christmas Day.
Friday. What the fuck?
Yeah, Vikings are playing Christmas Day the week after.
Friday, December 25th, 3:30 p.m. on your local Fox station. Interesting. And then, of course, we will round out the last game with Sunday, January 1st. January 3rd at Ford Field with the Leons. All right. Remember to go to Propane Forums. Remember to sign up for the giveaway. If you like Let's Get Cooking. You know, I did like all the graphics they did. It was kind of funny watching Joe Buck say them because he probably thought it was fucking stupid when it showed like Delvin cooking the onions. It's like he's serving up this and he's preparing that and he's chopping these stats. I thought that graphic just made me fucking laugh my ass off. And Joe just kind of sounded like he was reading it like he just had to and he didn't fucking want to. But
well, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman don't like the Vikings. They're all
of fucking
about Tom
assholes.
Brady.
They are kind of a couple assholes, yeah.
Agreed.
Couple assholes. I do like Joe Buck's call the Minneapolis Miracle. Otherwise, I've come around to scotch on Buck. Seeing him in Brockmire, he actually seems like a decent dude in the fact that he was even a part of that show. And I did like his Minneapolis Miracle call.
Well, I still hated his Randy Moss mooning the Packer crowd call.
I hate Aikman. I would say I hate Aikman more.
Really?
Yeah. He played.
Yeah.
He was a former NFL quarterback for a team that I think can go fuck themselves. So Buck don't got no ties like that. He's just kind of a fucking voice. He's a voice. He calls baseball games. He's just a commentator.
Joe Buck's son played baseball.
But Joe's a lifelong, media commentator. He loves sports. He loves stats. He calls the games. He has a good voice. On a neutral vacuum, whatever. Troy Aikman, fuck that
he's always
asshole.
been too anti-Vikings for my taste.
I'm not disagreeing. They've both been kissing Aaron Rodgers for a fucking decade.
Agreed.
I'm not disagreeing. They're both going to take him to prom and dance at the same time. Anyway, check out our Let's Get Cooking gear where Delvin's going from the kitchen to the field over at odinsdenpodcast.com. We're on T-Chip, Redbubble, TeePublic. We've been getting some cool sales on TeePublic lately, so that's cool. You can walk into a bar. I never want to forget when we broke that loser's crybaby bitch's collarbone, so never forget. Okay, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We got to get Hammer out of here. Good little baby's got to go to bed to get up early. All right, any final words from Hammer?
Hammer out.
Hammer's out. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your December week. Stay warm, please. Get under some Odin's Den blankets. And goodbye.
Thank you for listening to Odin's Den. Be sure to follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. Get all of the latest at odinsdenpodcast.com. SKOL!
What the hell was that?